What's up? I'm going to start this video off by using a 1 3/4 blade. The reason I'm using a 1 3/4 is because he wants to keep his hair dark. So I would use a 1 3/4. Usually I would use a 1.5 blade. But this time, like I said, I'll just use a 1 3/4 to keep it dark. Notice when I'm cutting in the back of the head, I'm cutting with the grain on the swirl. Never cut against the grain on the swirl, it will plug the hair. Next, I'll make my taper line using my 5/0 blade. I normally like to go bald because I want to add contrast to the hairline. It makes that blend stand out that much more using a bald 5/0 to start the taper. Next, I'll take my 1/16 guard and make a guideline. I'm just going to go up just a little bit above the ear on this guideline. This guideline will be used to show me where I want the taper to stop, and it's used to debulk, so it'll be easier to fade into. Now I'll just go to the other side and do the same thing. Then I'll just go to the back and do the same thing. Now I'm going to take my index fade masters with the lever closed and start to remove the 5/0 line. Then I will open the lever just a little bit and go up. I'm not going to go past that guideline. Notice I'm using only the corner of the blade as well in the feathering motion. Still staying under the top of that guideline. I'm just going to open the lever all the way up and just continue to feather on the top of that line. Now I'll just take the 1/16 guard and place it back on the clipper and open my lever halfway and feather that line out, completely out. Always remember, after going against the grain, turn your clippers around and go with the grain to smooth that fade completely out. Now I'm going to go to the back of the head and do the same thing. Close my lever all the way up and start to remove the 5/0 line in a feathering motion. Next, I'll open my lever halfway and continue to feather. You'll see me opening and closing my lever. That's just me getting out small lines of demarcation. That will come after you do it over and over. You'll learn how to do it without even trying. Now I'm going to place my 1/16 back on with the lever halfway and try to get that top line out. I can still see a line of demarcation, so I'll remove the guard and start to bulk that line out with my Pro Alloys fade. Those have a 5/0 blade on it, so it'll be easy for me to get that 5/0 line completely out. Now I'm just going to take my cordless wall detailers and start a line. Barely tapping the hair and not pressing into the skin. Just going to go on the other side of the head and do the same thing. Now I'm going to start his front edge up. I'm just going to take my wall detailers and start in the middle of the head. It's always important to start in the middle of the head to get a nice, even, precise lineup. Try to use the corner of the blade and not the whole blade. And when moving, just take small steps. While making a C shape, pull the skin tight and use the corner of the blade. Now I've applied the pencil. Now I'm just going to get the hair that's sticking over the hairline with the trimmers. Try to use trimmers sharp enough to remove the pencil. I see a lot of people who use trimmers and it doesn't remove the pencil. You don't want to keep the white line on there. It's really just to help you see the line, the hair that's sticking over the line.